Welcome back everyone to another video. Today we're going to be racing the Formula Renault Laguna Seca. Now before we do get into today's video, if you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, head down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and if you don't want to miss any future uploads, make sure to hit that notification bell. Now, today, as I mentioned, we're going to be racing Renault 2.5 right off the bat in some practice here. I think someone got a little bit too touchy or twitchy on the gas and he just spun himself over. Now, I have raced at Laguna Seca before. I've done it in the Rookie Mazda MX-5 series. I believe I've raced it once or twice before, not video. That's something I'm actually going to get into a little bit later in the video. I have some exciting news for all of you guys. As you can see coming down the corkscrew there, right now I'm just trying to warm up the tires a little bit. Still trying to get a little bit of that good balance. Pushing right now, but also just getting some heat on the tires. That's something that you have to be very careful of, especially with James. When he spins out, he probably don't have to ask for it. But we're just going to want to put a little bit of practice here and get into the track and the tires, just because that's how the race is going to start. This is a starting from the grid stop, not rolling anything without really doing a standing start. So the tires are going to start off pretty cold. Sometimes when you do a rolling start, if you get a lap or two, usually on a road course, if you're doing a rolling start, you get maybe one lap, and that's to kind of warm up the tires a little bit. But here, because it's just going to be a standing start, you're going to have no such thing. Now, with how this race starts, we're going to go into some qualifying. I get my out lap, so I'm going to warm up the tires. I'm not going to be going super crazy, blistering fast on my out lap. I want to try to get some good heat in the tires, get some grip, and really put in the best times I can. Now, I didn't get a whole lot of practice time. I practiced for a couple of hours, but a couple hours of practice in such a technical track with such a technical and fast car is very low in terms of actual time you should be putting in. I would say if you know you're going to be putting in some time into these races, yes, definitely still race them, but have at least a few hours worth of practice before you really jump into a race. Just because you're going to need to know your braking points. You're going to need to get to know the car and how it runs and feels perfectly before you get onto this track. Because, as I mentioned, it is a very technical track. Laguna Seca is very windy in parts, with the corkscrew especially. How this turn 1 or turn 2 and 3, I guess, are a very long left-handed turn, and the apex is kind of weird. You can make it a double apex, or you can make it just into one, kind of make it a full turn and make it a single apex. It's kind of weird to navigate, kind of depending on how you want to do it. But the main thing on this course is coming up into this next turn and then up the hill into the blind crest that leads right into the blind corkscrew. Super easy to get off the track here, especially coming into the corkscrew. When you have a blind crest, you have to know your braking points perfectly and do them in the same spot, the same amount of brake pressure every time. Now, as you can see, we ran the corkscrew pretty cleanly there. Now, the other spot here is coming into this final turn. You kind of have to get on the brakes a little bit earlier than what I normally like to do. You'll find a little bit of grip on the edge of the track there. But when you go and just try to brake right after the 200, I find that's where I lose a lot of my time because I have to apply the brakes so much harder, and these cars are very touchy. If you apply the brake a little bit too hard, yes, you're still going in a straight line, so you're going to have a little bit more grip for braking. It doesn't matter if you really push these cars hard and you aren't easy and smooth on the gas and the brake, you're done for. Now, as you can see, rounding through a little bit of a left-handed turn there. Nice and smooth. This is another tricky spot. If you miss that apex and you hit that a little too shallow, and you're going to hit the sausage curb, and you're going to be off the track. If you miss it and brake late and have a late apex, you're probably going to run wide off the track. So that's one spot that I always definitely try to keep, you know, in the forefront of my mind when I'm approaching. As you can see, I hit the sausage curb there, took that a little bit too shallow. Start braking around the 200, I broke a little bit too much and a little too hard, so I lost a lot of speed going into that corner, and ultimately that's not going to help my second qualifying lap. Now, going into this race, I believe I qualified in P6? No, I was way off. This was another race that I didn't have a great start, spun the tires quite a bit, lost a couple spots right off. Not sure what that guy was thinking. He was taking it all the time. But as you can see, we're going to round turn 1 and 2 fairly easily. Turn 3. Still going right and smooth. I'm not super worried right off the bat. We have a little bit of gap between the car and the other one, so I didn't have to be super worried right after the start. But you're going to see a couple of people run wide up ahead. This is where things get a little sketchy. Coming into this turn, some people have a very shallow turn. At this point, I'm going to try and go to the inside of the first turn, but it doesn't pay off. Just took a bit of bending. We have what looks like Italian flag, maybe, on that curve. He spun out. I think I tangle up with him a little bit more on the race. But as you can see, I go to make a dive bomb down on the turn, but he ultimately takes the better line, defends that very well. He blips in and out, so I kind of get a little worried. I want to back off him a little bit. And he's blipping, that means he doesn't always know that he's blipping. Someone says it, but no one did. So I'm going to back off him and just make sure I'm not going to get tangled up with him. We're going to have these two guys get tangled up with him. They're off the track. So at this point, I believe we're just going because I started off P12, lost a couple spaces, or lost a couple places. He's going to run a little wide again. Well, we made up a few spots, so it's not a terrible start. One thing that is going to be my downfall this race is that corkscrew, my braking, steering a little bit too soon. I believe it is this time around. I brake a little bit too much, yeah, but locked the front left, and because I tried to brake and steer at the same time, and that's not going to work. I managed to get, right back on track. I didn't lost one place there. I think that only dropped us down, which I was happy to get back on track. But, as I mentioned, that's going to be my downfall. Trying to do too much on the turn, that's the turn to do it. Got to make up a little bit more time coming through the last turn there. But, I have a big gap in the car ahead. Don't have the car really right behind me right now. Slow, trying to push. I think it's best time I can. And we're going to have the car come on the track behind me now, coming in the pit lane. And we have the just called weekend. I start feeling a little bit of pressure because he is moving up very quickly. And in the next couple corners, you're going to see why things get a little bit stressful and why I'm feeling that pressure. Now, he tries to bring a really weird corner, but it's going to be at the top of the course right here. I lock up again, spin, and he decides just to go right off track. It kind of looked like he hit me, but it didn't actually physically touch me. I'm going to lose quite a few places here. Wasn't super thrilled with what happened there, but as you can see, as I mentioned before, we have, I believe it's the Italian flag behind me. Correct me if I'm wrong, if that's, just one of the similar colors. But we're going to get tangled up and get in a little bit of sticky spot here. Not a huge gap ahead of me, but now that I've got pressure from behind, it's going to make things a little more difficult. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I had some exciting news. I have now actually joined a league. That's the Downshift Esports. Super welcoming community. I was super happy to be able to join such a competitive community, but at the same time they welcome all skill levels. I'm not necessarily a rookie, but I'm definitely not but I'm not a super experienced driver yet. I haven't been doing this a long time. I'm only a few months in, but making good progress. So I applied to the league, got accepted, now I'm the league on the Discord. Some great guys. As you can see here, he brakes really, really early ahead of me. I get on the brakes a little bit late. We get caught up. We get tangled up here. And I lose my front wing. That's not going to stop me, though. I'm going to go right back on track, get ahead of this guy. Now, going into the next turn, he's going to dive bomb and just completely take us both out of the race. I've lost a wheel. He decides to go right back to the pit. I kind of had to take a minute to realize what just happened. But ultimately, we're going to get moved back to the pit lane. Going to have my little bit of a faster pair there. And we're going to move back out onto the track. At this point, we're not in last. We're not P19. I believe we're down to P17. Still not ideal, but at this point, I'm a lot down from everyone. And I'm just going to be pushing as much as I can to get the best lap times and unlap myself. Which I do manage to do later on in the race. But for now, we're just going to make the best of the lap, warm the tires up a little bit. We're not going to push right off the bat. And we're just going to sit back and make the best of the bad situation. But back to what I was saying, Downshift Esports, super happy with the community. I have now officially joined 2 series, 2 leagues within Downshift. I am now in Street Stocks, which I had my first race last night, which was kind of a last minute thing. I was welcomed into that league kind of at the last minute. Didn't have any opportunity to really practice except for my 2 qualifying laps. Basically, what happened last night, we raced at Rock. We raced at a road course with the Street Stocks. So it wasn't a regular oval. So that was kind of to my downfall as well, as normally with an oval, you can kind of catch on very quickly. It's an oval, it's all left turns. You get on the road very easily and kind of wet spots and all that good stuff. But being on a road course was very hectic at first. Still had a ton of fun. Out of 10 drivers, I finished 10th, but that was totally fine. And the rest of the field was super comfortable with that. I was still getting used to the track, 40 laps, but as I was overtaken and became a back wrecker, I was very gracious to give up the position. Drivers by, they were having their race. I didn't want to get in the middle of that, so I was very happy just to be here. And it's super exciting to get into. Same as now I am in a Formula V, and I'm actually racing for a team within Canada. I'm racing for 75 Sports, Laguna, I-75 Sports. That is going to be something I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow night, because I have practice tonight. I have 3-hour practice after tonight, and then I will be live streaming tomorrow night. So I'm going to start live streaming the beginning of the practice session for the race. So the way things are going to work, there's going to be a half-hour practice session, then you're going to get to hear a little bit of our driver's briefing, then you're going to see our qualifying session, and then you're going to go right into the race, which is going to be kind of exciting. So I'm going to make a post on my Instagram and probably on some of my other socials as well, just to keep in mind that that is coming up. So if you guys want to tune in, by all means, please do so. It's going to be fairly exciting. I have definitely had a lot more practice with Formula V. I've been practicing the last few days, a couple hours each day, and I am actually pleased to say it's going to be back here at Laguna Seca. So you're going to see quite the difference in speed of the car. You're going to see that the strength of field of the drivers is going to be very good. Hopefully I will have a bit of a better run there than I did here today. And you're going to get to see the livery that we run as a team. Everyone's going to, that is a part of the team, is going to be running their team livery. Now you will notice on some cars, some people are going to have a little tribute, number 8, for Devin Cote. I apologize for the last one. But he did pass away last week, weekend, so we are running a little bit of a tribute on the cars. So you will get to see that if you tune in. So I am going to go live streaming tonight. It does start, practice starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. And then the race would start about a half hour later, 45 minutes later. But I'm super excited to be in this league and be a part of this community. The guys are super cool. We got to chat with them for a little bit after the race last night, and they're super welcoming and super helpful with whatever. But as I said, super excited. Happy to make that announcement here. As you're going to see, we're going to cross the line here. We're going to finish up the race. I believe I finished I kept the rest of the race clean. Still not the ideal finish. I did gain some iRating. Safety rating dropped by, I think, like 0.01. But I'm just going to take a bit of a cool down lap here and really just kind of relish, I guess, the experience I got to have and how much I learned from driving in this race today and the series and everything. But moving on to bigger, greener pastures. In this case, I guess brown, because we're in California here, and as you can see, Laguna Seca is very dirty, very dirt. But just wanted to have a little bit of a cool down lap after having not a stressful race, but just not an ideal race. Coming up to the corkscrew, starting to really just kind of ease off. A lot of the drivers have already quit, but I appreciate you guys tuning in today and checking out this video, checking out the content I'm posting. As I said, please tune in tomorrow night to check out the live stream of the Formula V League race I will be in, returning here to Laguna Seca. And once again, thank you all so much for stopping by. Feel free to leave a like, leave a comment if you haven't done so already. Excuse me. subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. As always, have a great day, guys, and we will see you in the next video, hopefully in the live stream tomorrow night. Have a great day. Bye-bye.